Have you been playing Call of Dragons and wondering how you can improve in PvP? Well, guess what? The series is back, guys. Yes, the War Room. We're going to be covering so much PvP in the next coming weeks. So if you are wanting to improve your PvP gameplay, stay tuned for live draw annotations on how you can position better and what you should be focusing as a player in PvP Call of Dragons. Hello, yes, smash the like, comment and subscribe for more daily videos with me, MrSneakyy. And yes, we're here in some PvP. We've been honestly recording so much PvP for you guys, and I know you guys have probably missed it on the channel, I know, but this is what we are known for. We are known for PvP breakdowns, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So here, as you can see, this is part of one of the main zones in Zone 5. You should be able to recognize this if you're a Season 2 veteran, and what I mean by that is the fact that we're fighting on this ramp or this area that basically is a choke point. And it's important to know this, because when we look at this choke point here, there's a lot of information that you need to basically be wary of when you are playing, obviously, Call of Dragons. So a good example of this is obviously when we go and boot up our live draw here, and we get a nice little color, so you can see this here on the screen, a little red dot moving. That's our drawing symbol. So you can see this here is the TM or TA Alliance. This is where we are fighting from. This is what we're trying to do. So if you're wondering, we are right now just trying to push down out of this area to actually knock out, as you can see, all of these keeps that are located around the zone. And why does this matter? Why does this matter? It matters because when you look at RK0, they've done a really good job in a defense structure for their defense. So obviously you can see we need to come down this ramp, but basically this fort here, right here, is covering all of the others. So this one is basically going around like so. So you can see it's circling this one. And this would do the exact same. So we drew another circle, and then we drew another circle. You can see these keeps all located here are all doing basically different things. And they're all actually covering each other, which is really, really powerful. And this is a really good tip for you guys that are wondering, you know, how you can be defensive. This is how. But you might be wondering as well, okay, we've got the keeps, obviously MrSneakyy, we know this basic stuff, but how can you actually fix this? How can you as a player actually get out of this area? Because you're probably wondering right now, when we click play and let this footage continue on, you're probably wondering, like, is this going to be ever breakable? And some people might say it is an unbreakable moment right now. Who knows? It is dependent on if you're stronger than your opponent, or if both of you are very equally balanced. But what we can actually do is, if we go into the main game, obviously we've got different artifacts, and one of them is going to be this Wolf Woman of Halo. And as you can see here, the effect of this is a pretty simple effect. We're going to be able to use this to blink over certain terrains, and then once we've used our skill, or after 15 seconds of using this, we're going to blink back, which is very, very key when we are doing our little area here, because what we can be doing as a player is pretty simple. If we pause the footage now and go back in, you as a player could, in theory, use these archers or cavalry players, if obviously this zone was a little bit quieter, to blink down into this spot right here. So if you literally were here and you teleported to here, what it's going to allow you to do is actually attack this keep right now. And before the keep can attack back with its skill trigger, you are actually going to teleport back up out of range, meaning you get some free trades, which is always going to be in your favor there. So it's a really, really good, honestly, example of how you can actually use this area, what we're in right now, which is honestly kind of a hard zone to push through, though, for your advantage. And you can see this throughout, and if we even skip through into here, we can see it's the exact same. If we keep pushing through on the timer at the top left, it's 15:54. If we skip through now, it's 16:02, and it's the exact same area, right? It's not going to allow us to get pushed through or anything like that, and that is because of just the way these keeps have been set up. So if you are wondering how you can get out of it, Wolf Woman Halo is one of the ways of doing it. But let's go over some more different PvP, right? Because we've got quite a lot of PvP to go through, and I wanted to show you actually a few different examples in this PvP open field guide for you today. So this is taken, as you can see, a few hours basically later on after the fight we've just been watching. And what we have been trying to do is do some craziness. I'm not going to lie, it is a very crazy strategy to break out of this mode. And what you can basically see is, if you're wondering what is going on, we have basically pushed out, guys. Yes, we have pushed out of that little area. And what we've done is, if we remember, up this little area is where the ramp was. So what we did as a alliance is obviously use the tier 5 players as a front line to get out, to create some space. But more importantly, we then came around and hooked along this wall. So you see how close this line is? That is why we are where we are, and we moved to this location. Why does this matter? It matters because we have now created space all here for our alliance to actually work in, meaning these guys have to now come and approach us, meaning they are away from those keeps. So that's another way you can actually battle these keeps. And as you can see, only this one is in range, meaning it's probably only got a radius of this around right now. And you can see if we are trying to destroy this tower right now, we're going to be able to do it if we have enough troops online and enough activity online, right? So if we press play here, you're going to see obviously what occurs. So you can see now all of our troops working together as one murder ball, trying to push through and punish these enemies. But the enemies are very clever. They've done their own homework here. And as you can see now at the top corner, and they're coming in, is these two behemoths. So we've got a behemoth located here and here that is coming in to fight. And these are really good defensive ones, because what they have done, if you look at the target, the red circle that you guys can see here is obviously the range of that behemoth, how far it can go before obviously it's limited. And what these RK0 or Howl members did were target a flag very deep up in off screen. And by doing it, it's actually allowed them to obviously be an offensive behemoth, which is really good. But they can also now use it as a defensive behemoth to stop, obviously, us from doing all this crazy pushing, which is a really good, honestly, strategic prowess moment from those guys. And this is what you should be doing in Call of Dragons. If you are in a season right now, in a different server, and you're thinking, how can I get better, maybe with my behemoths, maybe as an alliance working together, it's these type of strategies, honestly guys, that make the difference, where you can just see that there's a plan in place and you follow through the plan and everyone sticks to it. They don't do any of this craziness where they're flicking in between different types of fighting, you know, styles. So we're going to go to another one. We've got more, yes, we've got more examples of showcasing this. And if you want, guys, we can do way more videos of this, or if you want me to do a full breakdown of the footage in the background, we can do that. Just let me know in the comments below. But let's go on. Let's carry on. Let's move on to the next section, which is going to help you guys hopefully beat in Season 2 or Season 2 Plus the new map changes and how to excel in PvP for Call of Dragons. And here's the finale of the PvP guide. And as you can see, we have all tried to establish our presence, but RK0 are now coming in to formation. So we can see this line here that they're going to be holding and are pushing forward from as a team to basically sandwich us in a corner. And this is honestly fantastic teamwork by the enemy here. And what you've got to think for us is our main goal is to obviously maintain our troops here, but more importantly, we need to make sure this little line or path is free so we can keep getting troops towards there, which is a very important thing, because obviously now RK0 there, having their big boy Behemoth is actually blocking this route now, so we're not able to actually get those troops where we need to be, and this is going to be detrimental because now we can see this murder ball starting to form and push forward into our units. And I'm getting heavily focused here because I am on the edge, and this is where you can see, if we look and pause it for positioning purposes, I am located right on this corner, and before there were obviously a number of troops here which was covering me, and this is where I personally obviously not made the change where I should have moved my troops more into this pocket, and that's repositioning my troops to give my chance basically a better fighting experience and having obviously my marchers online, because if they were located here I could potentially start fighting basically with this murder ball and not get focused down. And what you're going to see is obviously these guys will notice they'll basically shoot from left to right, so they're going to keep working this way to make sure there's no enemies in their route. So eventually they'll just have to obviously clear this little pocket. So we're going to watch that in real time now, and you can see how deadly this is going to be. We are using mages. We are going to try and obviously take advantage of our Lilia and hit AoE. We're going to try and basically focus on the matches like other mages, or better if there is an infantry player like this guy, we can charge our rage ability, which you're watching my march do, and then obviously go and fire. So here we're going to now showcase what we were talking about, and I am sending legions to the keep. This is a really good tactic for you guys if you just want to get your troops into the correct zone here. This is a really good way of doing it, right? Because you're going to be able to send them into a building which is going to be defensive, and you know at least when they get in there they're safe, right? And you can either pull them out or and when you need to. So really good little tip there. Obviously if you've got deeper ones like that one, we can also put a secondary march. But now when we're looking at this battlefield, you can see RK doing a fantastic job, and they did exactly what we said. They cornered all of those units, killed them, and then basically worked their way around. And by doing that, they've been able to secure this and basically stop any of these troops in here. And obviously we only got, if you look, 7% on that flag. Only 7%, and that is how brutal, if you work together in this area, how, you know, savage it can be. And this is where we were talking about in the early phases. We're using troops, you know, on this ridge line where you've got maybe the range advantage of flying units, or even the wolf woman of Halo to blink down and to get some sort of skill advantage and then come back up. It's a really good tactic that's been basically adopted in this season. So that's basically it, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video on PvP gameplay. I know it's been a long time, and I hope you've enjoyed that analysis of just breaking down one of those situations there. And I've honestly got so much PvP footage to use. So if you want more of this, obviously hit the thumbs up, share it about, get this up to over 1,000 views, and we know we need to make more content like this in the future. So with all of that said, special like, comment and subscribe. Until the next video, stay safe, stay sneaky, and peace out.